Thanks for staying with us on South Africa Tonight. More than 3,000 funeral industry employees are planning to down tools on Monday. They say the government has failed to respond to their demands. Funeral parlour directors want the outsourcing of mortuary facilities recognised. They're also demanding the amendment of municipal bylaws to enable cluster storage. So joining me now is Ndabe Ngobo from the South African Funeral Parlours Association. Ndabe, thanks a lot for joining us this evening. I mean, we're articulating the list of demands, but I'm sure you know better in terms of exactly what do you want as the association. So the big question is, what do you want?
Good morning, ma'am, and to your viewers. I think it must be clear that as we undertake this interview, I'm representing SAFPA, which is South African Funeral Practitioners Association, which is part of the bigger body, the mother body, which is called the Funeral Federation of South Africa. And we wanted to articulate our position with regards to the proposed strike that is going to take place from tomorrow up to Wednesday. That as an association, and SAFPA is one of the largest of the associations in the funeral sector, and we are represented by members nationally. Yeah. And our position is very clear regarding the proposed strike, that we are not supporting the strike. We are totally against the proposed shutdown of the funeral sector. That is our position.
So, Ndabe, if you are opposed to the strike, right, as the Deputy President of the South African Funeral Practitioners Association, then on the other side of it, I must ask then, who is then calling for the strike and what do they want that you are disagreeing with?
I do not have a lot of information about the people who are calling for the strike. All I know is that they are the member of what is called as the UTT. UTT is the Unification Trust Team that was formed a while ago, where most of the funeral undertakers were represented in that trust team to tackle an issue which was of major concern to the industry at that point. And that was the introduction of the coffee bill. And that trust team at some point changed to UTT. And as SAFPA, when that happened, we withdrew our involvement in the Unification Trust Team because there were obviously a lot of divergent views on how we should tackle the issues that are affecting our industry. And as a result, when the decision to call on partake in the strike action was made, we were not part of it. Yeah. And as an industry, we are totally against the total shutdown of the funeral sector.
Is it true that about 3,000 employees in Ndabe are actually threatening to down tools? And then are those members then, as you're saying, since as SAFPA, you're saying you're completely opposed to the strike action, these 3,000 employees that we keep speaking about, are they also part of the UTT or are they just employees that decided to jump onto the bandwagon? What do you know about them?
I'm at loss as you are, madam, because we do not know an association which has got about 3,000 members. We as SAFPA, as the largest organization in the country, we do not have 3,000 members. So I do not know where the UTT claims takes the 3,000 members from.
So you've certainly put a spanner in the works here, Ndabe, by saying that you're completely opposed to it. And as the largest association, you don't even know about the members that are calling on the strike. So come tomorrow, right, are you aware that the certain members within this funeral parlour industry will not be working? Are you aware of that? And can you even stop it at this stage?
Ma'am, what I can tell you right now is that when the president announced the state of disaster, beginning of March, and the introduction of the level 5 of the lockdown, the funeral sector was also declared as the essential service and were given a special consent by the president to operate as such. And the reason why I'm giving that background is that as a funeral sector, we are an essential service, and therefore we cannot go on strike. There is no justification to take a strike action or to go on strike for whatever reason, or for whatever grievances we have as a sector against the government. There are various avenues that we still need to exhaust as a sector to come to an agreement with our government and the powers that be, so that there is a harmony in the industry that we lead. We cannot use the members of the public to justify our grievances with the government.
Yeah.
Now we supply or we render a special service. Now, can you imagine if the bodies are not collected from private hospitals and government institutions for a period of 3 days, then we go and collect the body on the 4th day? You know what will happen in the industry. Obviously, when we go and collect those bodies on the 4th day, as these members of the UTT have called for the strike not to go, for the members of the funeral industry not to go and collect bodies in hospitals and in homes. By the time we go and do so on the 4th day, the natural process of the body decomposition would have started.
Yeah.
And obviously, it will the consequences will be very negative for our industry and to us as undertakers. We can't allow that.
Ndabe, we're going to leave it there for this evening, but thanks a lot for joining us, clarifying that as SAFU, which is the largest funeral practitioners association in the country, you are not supporting the strike, and that this call for about 3,000 employees or funeral industry employees to go on strike, you don't even know where this comes from. There we go. That's it. That was Ndabe Ngcobo there from the South African Funeral Parlours Association, clarifying that matter for us.